Euan Goodman grew up wanting to be a soldier, and he knew early on that he would be going to fight. He'd just started officer training at Sandhurst on September the 11th, 2001.
Having seen the towers come down, one of the generals came in and said, "For you guys, your careers have just changed. This will mean that we will go to war." And he was right.
5 years later, Euan found himself in one of the most dangerous places on earth. Helmand Province, Afghanistan. A place called Sangin, where the fighting was hard and their training was put to the toughest test.
It's intoxicating and very, very exciting and addictive. So even when you got your 2 weeks away to go back on your R&R, you got home and you were just lost. And it was, why am I even back? Can I just get me back? That's the level of kind of excitement and addiction that I think, that we all secretly had to it.
Why secretly?
Is that the sort of thing you admit to saying was incredibly addictive and exciting? Warfare? People might think we're a bit odd.
Euan had volunteered to accompany a battalion of paratroopers working as their translator and unofficial photographer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
This was a rare moment of relaxation in a patrol base that was under constant attack, often from Taliban mortar fire.
Yeah, it's quite horrible.
Yeah, describe that for me.
Explosion, big lumps of hot metal exploding from the mortar shell, going up in a cone. So some guys were living in trenches that we'd built. But if you were caught in the open and something fell from the sky, you had no way of protecting yourself from it.
And it's devastating.
Yeah, totally. After they heard the first explosion.
You can see Euan here briefing his commanding officer during a break in the fighting. He made it to the end of the tour with no physical injuries, but it wasn't long before his time in Helmand began to take its toll.
Drinking constantly, inability to sleep, recurrent nightmares, feelings of anxiety. Was I depressed? Potentially. I had a bag in the boot of my car, which was my grab bag for the people who were following me. I remember psychosis being so vivid as to be looking in the mirror and to be seeing the face of, the reflected face was not mine. And so still, I hate my children having balloons, and I don't go to birthday parties with balloons. I hate Guy Fawkes.
Years on, Euan has left the military and become a family man. And while he's been treated for post-traumatic stress disorder, there are other ghosts which linger.
I feel very, very sorry for the civilians that were either injured, died, or whose lives have simply been made worse. And they may never understand that we went there looking to try and make things better. We shouldn't have been there, and we haven't learnt a lot from history, and we went into conflicts ill-prepared to deal with the mess that we were going to create. Yeah, so that wasn't worth it.
Euan loved his time in the military. It made him the man he is, a man who went to war and still lives with its legacy. Geraint Vincent, News at 10.